Greetings, Village. I am Sister Joy, Executive Director, Visionary Conductor of Bump the Triangle. Our vision, our mission is to foster excellence and agency in our youth using the cultural assets of African diasporic music and art. We offer enrichment programming, instrumental and vocal ensembles that build musical proficiency, cultural knowledge, heritage knowledge, and resilience. And we are connecting our youth by heritage back to our cultural practices. I'm excited about this year's winter art auction. If you have not seen the auction platform yet, you can see it right now. It's bit.ly. Put it up here so you can see that. bit.ly/bump auction 21. You can view all of the artists that have submitted works to help support what we are doing in the community, continue to support Black culture and Black music and well into the future. So excited to be here and to be talking to our next guest. I would like to introduce to the stream our co-chair of our board of directors, Ms. Zawadi B. Walker. Here she is.
Hi.
Hey, Zawadi.
How you doing, Sister Joy?
And I'm also going to introduce one of our featured artists this year. It's been a privilege to meet him. I was familiar with his work a little bit before we met because I am a patron of Rofiwa Book Cafe. And so I've been enjoying the pieces in the atmosphere and so honored that he has submitted some work for this year's 2021 Winter Bump Auction. So greetings. Let's see. Are you on? Let me unmute you. I got you unmuted.
Yeah, got you. Greetings. Thank you for having me.
Good evening. How are you, Shambo?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Shambo, yes, ma'am. I'm doing well.
Awesome.
So I just want to let you know that I am here in full support. I'm here. I might not be on the screen, but if you need me for anything, just let me know and I'll pop right in. But I'm right here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you for being with us this evening. I am so excited about these three pieces of beautiful art that you have put in Bump's art auction. Thank you so much for supporting the future of Black culture by supporting Bump and just also by your work. So for myself and those who are watching who are unfamiliar with you, just tell us about yourself.
Okay. I'm a mixed media artist. I create work that I always say that the Sankofa journey is what informs the kind of art that I create. It comes from a lot of deep feeling and contemplating just what has happened to us as a people, and what it would take to heal, and so that's informed my work as an artist. Apart from that, I'm a conscious, connected breathwork practitioner. I've invested a lot in holistic healing, and that kind of all of it connects just in terms of my overall purpose of just healing is important to me, and community is very important to me.
Beautiful. So for those unfamiliar with the Sankofa journey that you mentioned, can you just give us a brief summary of what that is? And I, as a trained historian, I know that might be a hard question to ask you to briefly summarize it.
Oh yeah, no. I think about it all the time. So on a different day, I might have something different to say. But it, to go back and get it, that's the part that we all know it. And I think over time, I've just been meditating on all of what that is. A lot of times we hear obviously to learn from the past, associated with to go back and get it. But over time, it's come to mean for me personally, soul retrieval, literally bringing parts of ourselves that are stuck in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and also parts of ourselves that we've maybe become disassociated from. Remembering has been a big part of it. So it's going back in the past and collecting what I left behind in terms of
Awesome.
essence, in terms of understanding, and then seeking to heal, you know, going
Oh,
forward. Mm.
okay. Awesome. Well, before there's so much I can and I will ask coming off of that your answer, but where are you from? And does where you're from or where you raised where you were raised inform any of your art? Is that
Absolutely.
influence?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, I grew up in Carolina, in Durham. I grew up in Durham. I was born up north, in the town that Marvelous Marvin Hagler, the boxer, was from. I was born in Brockton,
Okay.
Massachusetts, but we moved down when I was 4 years old, so I was raised in Durham. Durham definitely influenced me a whole lot as far as especially the older I became and traveling the country, it
Mm-hmm.
made me really appreciate um, Durham and the strong black presence in Durham because it ain't everywhere, in the same way.
Right.
So, so yeah, that definitely had an influence. The people, the presence and energy of the people in Durham and in the South in general. But then also, my mother and father, but my mother kind of chose the art that went in the house, and she always chose things that were affirming of our culture. So
Nice.
I know that probably affected my subconscious, just seeing between African statues and she was really big into, or she is really big into Charles Bibbs and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
so all that
Wonderful.
influenced me.
Okay. So, did you go to school and learn art? Is this something that you dibble dabbled in and then became a professional? How did this all you
Hmm.
who you are today? How did that all come about in terms of the artist?
Yeah, I since I was young, I always the impetus was always there to express myself. I wrote a lot of poetry from when I was young. I sketched a lot, like most kids and most black kids, came up with dance routines with my friends and all. So it was always, and then performing in the living room. But
Mm-hmm.
it was those are the things that moved me as a child. But I didn't formally go to art school. I had a elementary school art teacher that had an impact on me, but I never formally went to art school. I was more um, sports was more the focus
Okay.
coming up, and then it wasn't until my mid 20s when I really started reaching for the missing pieces in life and
Mm,
attempting to connect to something deeper in terms of my spiritual path that the self discovery that came out of that moved me. So like the art was a byproduct of that
gotcha.
of the journey of just becoming. Hmm.
All right. So mentioning the spiritual is one particular piece that is in Rafiwa Book Cafe that I think is also in our auction that has a lot of spiritual elements in it. I believe it's called the Empath. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, the sister that's in the red.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Can
yeah,
you
yeah.
speak more about that, the influence? Yeah, if you could just tell us more about this piece. I believe there are a lot of spiritual elements in here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that piece. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention. She's an ancestor now, but Kali Mai.
Mm,
She was a profound spiritual healer, mentor. best friend for me, and she she really, you know, in the journey of reaching, and when I was really hungry to have a deeper spiritual connection in life. You know how it is when you're on that journey. The right people show up
That's
to say
right.
the right things. And she was one of those people, and she really helped me walk over that bridge in terms of understanding um, the female side, the emotional side.
Mhm.
Um, and I can just say over time the respect and understanding has just deepened for me in terms of one, um, emotions and emotional sensitivity, but specifically um, that presence within Black women. And so I know as I relate to my own inner female, a lot of just understandings have come up over time, and I
Mhm.
just wanted to put, I just it's just one of those pieces where I just wanted to speak to that basically, to speak to a the sacredness of being an empath, and then just go with what came up in terms of like I put the lion on the top
Mm.
because as she has her eyes closed, there's that sense of that she's connected to the universe and there's protection. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because a lot of times you know as an empath, if you don't have spiritual protection, it can be a lot, and also people can take advantage.
Mhm.
So it I could go all around this piece, but it's just there were a lot of symbols that came up when I was just meditating um, on Black women specifically on this one,
Wow.
and the strength connected to emotional intelligence and empathy.
Is beautiful and powerful and powerful.
Thank you.
And this is an example of I guess one of your three-dimensional pieces of work. And but you also, what other art forms do you create?
I do, yeah, I do 2 and 3D sculptures. I do 3D sculptures that come out of the canvas.
Mhm.
Of course, I do 2 dimensional paintings, working mostly in acrylics, and then just in general, I do music too. That's a whole nother offshoot. But
Okay.
hmm
All right. So, I had mentioned earlier that the pieces that are being auctioned can be found in Rafiwa Book Cafe. Where else can we find your work?
actually, the empath right now is um, in High Point,
Oh, okay.
at a place called the Gallery on Main, which is
Mm-hmm.
owned by 2 Black women,
Nice.
and it's and they've done a lot with reaching out to other artists and bringing other Black artists in. Um, so that piece, the empath is physically there right now,
Mm-hmm.
as well as a couple other pieces. But right now, Rafiwa, the Gallery on Main and High Point, um, and just private collectors so far. Um, aside from that, I have some things in the um, this should develop soon. Actually, next month, the Haiti, I have work up there
Oh,
too. So yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
Awesome. That's a good time around the Kwanzaa celebration as well.
Yes,
Wow.
ma'am. Yes,
Wonderful,
ma'am.
wonderful. Well, two final questions, and you've kind of touched on this last one, but I was gonna still I'll go ahead and ask it because you may have some more to say. But I was going to ask, who are your biggest artistic influences, and who it could be who or what.
Mm, two of my biggest artistic influences.
Not
Um,
necessarily two, just who or what are your biggest artistic influences?
okay. Um, I would say I would say may sound vague, but I would say love and truth um, are the biggest influences. And you know, if I got more specific, I would definitely speak to ancestors. I speak to the Creator as father and mother.
Hmm.
I would say, in general, just as an artist, my ongoing meditation is placing myself inside, in the heart of the village, in terms of the African diaspora. Even though it may not, all the things that we've experienced, and the destruction and displacement and fragmentation. But I feel like spiritually, the village still exists, and people like us um, are building, have to build the bridge. The ones that care enough, you know, to put it back together. So in general, I say that's a huge influence. Just just the ongoing meditation of placing myself in the middle of the village, and I feel like when I do that, I pay attention to the stories of everything that's happening.
Hmm.
Um, you know, to the meditating on the beauty of us, on what's happened to us, what's going on with all the different people within our community, and in general, that influences kind of the art that I create. I try to think about um, different components of our community. Old, young, male,
Right.
female. And learn more each day about, 'especially the time we live in now. There's so much information being shared that if there's the intention to heal, it's easier to tune in and hear somebody tell their story.
Right.
So that's perfect for an artist. I feel like, a time like this, for the kind of art that I make.
Hmm. Thank you, thank you, and the variety that you have in your art is just amazing. Like you said, it touches on the past, the present. Yeah, just a whole range of aspects of our story. And I think
Yeah.
that's beautiful. In addition to just the different, it's not just paintings, but you have sculptures and two and three dimensional paintings. So thank you for um telling our story in this format, in this way. Last question is just to give you an opportunity to share whatever you would like to me and the viewers. Maybe perhaps something I haven't already asked, or just something you want us to know.
Mhm. Uh,
Stage is yours.
if I can think of much, I'm grateful. I feel like in general that we are living in a very crucial and meaningful time, and I just appreciate all of us that are, you know, attempting to attempting to contribute um, to our healing. You know, so that's what I say. Just that I appreciate this communion, and we're all in it together.
That is true. Thank you very much for your time, for your work, and I look forward to seeing more of it. I frequent the Hayti Heritage Center, so I look forward to popping in there next month
Thank you,
and seeing your beautiful work.
thank you. That'll be on the And we still on? Are we?
Yes, we
I didn't
are.
know if we cut it. Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say that'll be on the 17th
Okay.
of December. There'll be an artist reception there. And then if I did one more little, say anything towards the end, one more little plug is just musically. I just put a song out called "Something's Gotta Give," and it speaks to the same message that's in my visual art, but community healing, and that's on YouTube right now.
On YouTube. Okay. Just do a search on your name.
Yes, Shambo, "Something's Gotta Give." It was a bunch of or a handful of local artists that really put their heart and soul into the piece too. But yeah, actually on my Instagram page, in the bio, there's a place to click to see it. It'll take you right to YouTube.
All right, you got to make that last plug. What's the Instagram page?
Okay, yeah, I'm new to the game. At Shambo Medina, so it's at
All right.
SHAM, or it's on here, SHAMBOMEDINA at
All
Shambo
right.
Medina Instagram.
We will definitely check it out. All right. Thank you. Sister
Thank you
Joy?
very much.
Yes, thank you. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed the art. Thank you so much for being willing to contribute once again. Can't say thank you enough.
Absolutely.
And I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. And just one more time, you can see the platform at bit.ly/bump auction 21, and it will be up until December the 4th. So we got about a week left. To push those bids. All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks a lot, y'all. Appreciate it. Great questions. Thank you.